across the plains. WCBH is on the go. Join us as we walk the Camino.
Hello, today's day 40. We've walked 18 kilometres from Triacastela to Sarria, and can you believe it? We have now actually completed the whole journey. If you consider we did Sarria to Santiago back in 2017, now we've walked St. John to Sarria. We'll finish it off through to Santiago again, but if you consider both of them, we've done the full trip.
We have. I was thinking about that as we were walking into Sarria, that both you and I, once we hit Sarria, it was like we complete the journey. Obviously, we haven't done it all in one go.
Which we're doing it all in one go now, yes.
Which we will after the rest day, but technically we've completed it.
A lot of cows we saw today, a lot of green fields, a lot of forest walks. It's up there with one of the more scenic days.
It was very beautiful today. The walks through the forest, of course, always got to start with a hill. One of those sneaky hills that you don't even know you're on a hill until you're going, oh, why are my calf muscles sore? And then we went up and down a few hills, but you were distracted because you're in this beautiful forest with moss-covered walls and flowers carpeting it. It was either like out of a fairy tale or a movie.
How about the slugs? There were slugs everywhere.
Oh, these big black slugs everywhere. Yeah, there were slugs everywhere.
And the little bird size of a golf ball that had fallen out of its nest.
I almost stood on him because he was on the trail and he was all brown, so he was in the leaf litter. And I just saw him at the last minute. I think he was learning to fly and had fallen out of the nest. Had fallen down somewhere, so I picked him up. He wanted to be warmed up for a while, and then I popped him under a tree because I could hear the parent birds coming down. Now,
we are city folk, and the reality of farms is they smell.
Oh, they stink.
We had a fair amount of walk today through, the smellier parts of
Stinky villages,
yeah.
Yes.
It seems like there was a lot of, because the tractors, they still like to follow us and chase us, but they all had those, trailers on the back of them, but it's almost like liquid fertilizer that they've made. I think they put the manure in there. Maybe there's some liquid in there.
Yeah.
And then they probably go out to a field and spray it, and that's why everything grows so well and everything's so green. But it's pretty smelly that. And when we pulled up for lunch, it was quite smelly, that area there. Fortunately, when we went inside the bar, you couldn't smell anything, because if it was the same as outside, I don't think I could have eaten.
No, I couldn't have eaten either. But we did walk through lots and lots of villages with no services for pilgrims because they're working villages. There's cattle all through them. And you can see they've been moved through the centre of the village.
But that's great. That's really nice to see. And it is the reality, and we're the beneficiaries of that reality of, what happens out on farms. The hill at the start of the day didn't bother me. But once again, it's the descent where my knees feel it. Chan had a good day today. He got to play and walk with 5 or 6 other kids. There was a family that they were keen for their kids to meet other kids along the path, and they all seemed to walk along for a couple of hours having fun.
Yeah, we met a Spanish family, and it seemed to be a couple and someone else, and so the kids all went ahead, which was nice, and the adults, we were all having a nice chat. So it was nice to meet. It's always nice to meet people on the Camino, but then as you do, you have your chat and then you give each other space.
They had walkie-talkies, so they could keep in contact with the kids who were out in front a little bit, but it was just a nice stretch of a real bush trail, so it wasn't as if it was on the road or anything. Sarria, we're in the outer suburbs of Sarria at the moment. It's you wouldn't call it a quaint, beautiful little town. Sort of that mid-size, a little bit of industry, a little bit of cheaper housing, etc. Rest day tomorrow. We've been to the local shop. We've stocked up. think the plan tomorrow is just to really relax and try and recuperate what we can in a rest day, and then 6 days into Santiago.
Yeah, I think you were right the other day. Your body knows that you're 6 days out, because today it took a long time for my muscles to warm up, and like your knees or your hips or your ankles are all going, okay, now you got 6 days, so I'm going to give you trouble now.
Yeah, I think it knows, your body somehow subconsciously tells itself how far there is to go. It's like on a day's walking. If we're walking 25 kilometres, the toughest is the last 5. If we're walking 20 kilometres, the toughest is the last 5. Even days where we've walked 16, the last few have been the toughest. It's almost like you sort of... and so today was really nice because I didn't look at the GPS, and we were coming down and we saw a big town. I thought, no, don't look at it. And then by the time I did look at it, we were on top of the town, and it was Sarria.
Yes. I was doing the same, thinking that may not be the town, because it's happened to us before where we're looking at a town and then we get directed around a hill and we're actually in another town which is on the other side of the hill.
So did you have that sense of excitement coming into Sarria today?
A little bit. It was a bit like we are arriving where we began last time, but we're in a different area to where we started, and it feels a little different. I'll probably be more excited when we get onto the trail to spaces we've seen before.
It's a phenomenal to think. 2017 we walked from here, so 115 kilometres to Sarria, and for us then that was huge. Now we've already walked sort of 600 and something, close to 700 kilometres, and it feels like, oh, we've only just got a little bit to go. And once again, it just brings us back to that. Everything is relative. But I'm kind of excited about the final 6 days of walking through places that we've been before, and see what we remember and what we don't remember. I was excited to get into Sarria because it, as you said before, it's sort of where we walked from here previously. I think we need a rest day, but I was also, like you said, like a Band-Aid, rip it off. Let's keep going. Let's get it done. And I must say, probably about a week ago, I was sort of a bit sad that it was coming to an end, but I'm not anymore. I'm kind of like, okay, let's get this done. I love the experience. It's really good. I'm really looking forward to the final 6 days, but I'm ready to get to Santiago.
I'm in that same space. I was a bit sad previously, but now I'm like, no, I could have said, no, let's skip the rest day and let's just soldier through and get it done. You're right though, we need a rest day. But that feeling of just getting it finished is where we're at.
So we'll finish on the 15th of April. We'll spend a little bit of time in Santiago. We'll have a couple of days up our sleeve as well to go exploring elsewhere. So we've got to work out where we want to go, whether we want to go to Madrid or Lisbon or Porto or wherever we want to go. We'll have a couple of days before we start the journey home. But before we get to that, we've got to get these next 6 days done.
We do.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the... Step by step through the sun and rain, over mountains, across the plains. WCBH is on the go. Join us as we walk the Camino.